Welcome back. Socialism becoming a rally cry for many on the left. Going into 2020, several 2020 Democratic presidential candidates have endorsed it. There are now questions about socialism in America and what that would look like. Jackie DeAngelis with the story now in New York. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning to you, Maria. That's right. And why do we need to speculate what socialism would look like when we can actually just look around the world at examples of how it does look? So we'll start with the most extreme example of, obviously, this doesn't happen overnight, but let's start with Venezuela, a country where socialism has played out in an ugly way. Once the richest country in Latin America, now an economy on the brink, totally falling apart. Corruption runs rampant, a humanitarian crisis developing, and really a regime that's collapsing at this moment in time. Violence, it's a product of this country and violence. You look at the state-run oil industry, resources that can never necessarily be recovered. Obviously, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to get to that point. But, you know, Sanders, AOC, they love to point to the Nordic countries as sort of the model. And they say, we're not going to be in Venezuela. We can be more like this. But Denmark, Sweden, Finland, these are economies and countries with much smaller populations. We have 325 million mouths to feed. In Denmark, you've got a little bit more than 5 million people. And some would argue that it's not necessarily even a socialist system at all. There's some government intervention within business, but a lot of the revenue is generated from VAT taxes, and that's coming from the citizens themselves. So people will argue that they're living longer and that they're potentially living happier lives than we do here in the United States, but there are certainly issues in those societies. And why even go that far? Let's take a look at Europe. You know, we're constantly talking about Brexit headlines lately. Let's start with where that all came from. The Eurozone debt crisis, where the weaker countries in the system were pulling down the stronger countries. So simply put, stating that the economy should be one way or another way, or we should be like this country or another country, it's a really tough comparison to make because each country is different and ours is particularly unique.
You know, it's interesting because even though a lot of the programs that Bernie Sanders talks about, Elizabeth Warren talks about, are socialist programs, they try to get away from the socialist moniker, right? So they're trying to call themselves something other than socialist, like Democrat socialists. Isn't that right, Byron?
Well, the Trump campaign is going to try to make sure they can't get away from it. This is going to be a big issue, if not among Democrats, for the Trump campaign in 2020, which is going to present the race as a choice between capitalism, freedom, and socialism.
Yeah. But, you know, I think even the President Trump himself has kind of put his finger on the fact that Americans weren't very happy with the way our capitalist system was being run going into the 2007-2008 financial crisis. So there's two debates here. One is, does socialism fit the American model? But the other is, how do you improve the capitalist system that we've got that failed a lot of people going into the last financial crisis? And I think that's a big part of the Democratic primaries, and also part of the appeal of President Trump, who grabbed all these blue-collar workers who said, this isn't working for me.
Yeah, and Jackie and Dagan in New York, I mean, one thing is the income inequality. Yeah. And, you know, the Trump administration, somebody's going to have to come up with some solutions to actually hit more people. Or is it just the capitalist system that raises people out of poverty?
It's a really good question, Maria. And actually, one of my sources yesterday said, put it this way. You look at income inequality and the disparity between workers and CEOs, for example. In the 70s, a CEO was making about 30 times what the average worker in the company was. Now, in some cases, it could be 1,400 times. And that's a really substantial stat. People are feeling that in this country, and something should be done about it.
The wage and job growth that we've seen, though, since the tax cuts for, say, manufacturing, even people in leisure and hospitality, has been outpacing, say, managers. So that's actually how you reduce income inequality. It's just the beginning, but it's something, and President Trump can take credit for it.
That's a really important point. I mean, I think the other really important issue here is trade, right? So the whole idea of free trade, free markets, open borders, the president is saying, no, 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 that's not what's in our best interest. He's very prepared to intervene, to have the state intervene in American trade affairs.
But they can really put her finger on it, talking about wages. That's right. Because when President Trump was making this appeal, real wages has not increased for decades.
You're right. And now you're talking about up 3.25% just year over year. Jackie DeAngelis, thank you.